Welcome back to the TrashStation podcast, your gaming podcast all about weird, unknown, and forgotten video games. I am your host, Chris, here with my co-host, Max. Max, how are you doing today?
Hey, Chris, I'm doing fine. Glad to have you back after an episode where we had the lovely Matt Cool with us, but it's fun being in the whole routine with.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, awesome. Hope your little adventure went well.
Yeah. Surgery went fine. Still a little sore, but
Mhm.
nothing that's debilitating, Like I'm back.
Yeah.
I've been back at work. I took a week off of work. I've been back at work for a week now at this point. Because the surgery that I had was on the day that we would normally record our last episode.
Yeah. So another good plan to come chit chat when you're on
Yeah.
medication and pain.
Yeah, I probably could have, if I'm being honest with you, but like I didn't know like how out of it I would be or how much in pain I would be. So I was like, it's probably better to just sit this one out and
yeah, for sure.
Have somebody else fill in for me, which is fine. Like life happens, it gets in the way from time to time from doing things that we love to do.
Yeah, for sure. I still think that we're pretty good at keeping our schedule. I mean, we started from not doing this at all to being really consistent for like almost a year.
Almost a year. We're getting close to the year mark.
Yeah. Don't know what kind of special episode we should do for our 1 year anniversary, but we should maybe start thinking about that.
I have some ideas. We'll talk off air about some of the things that I've been thinking about. So
awesome. And otherwise, you know that we're known in our friend circle to play mostly trashy games. We're talking anime games, retro games you've never heard of, the indie stuff on itch.io, and everything in between.
And as usual, we'll add those games to our tier list we call the Landfill, chat about some of our creative hobbies, and shout out some of our favorite content creators on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And since I've not recorded with you for a month, I have more games than you, but also we had Steam Next Fest over the last few weeks. And I always enjoy going into Steam Next Fest and just going in there and downloading a bunch of demos and being like, what are people making? Like, I want to see the weird stuff. I want, this is how I find a lot of the stranger indie games that I become interested in. At least now that I have a PC and I'm more in the Steam ecosystem. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I'm not going to tier list any of them because they're just demos.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about some of them that I found that I think could be interesting, but are maybe not quite there yet. And some that I found that I really, really enjoyed.
Nice.
So the first thing I want to say is that whenever I do these Steam Next Fest demos, I usually stream me playing a bunch of them. And what that means is that I really appreciate when the developers put in windowed mode into their games natively, because it's a massive pain in the ass for me to like try and have a game full screen, because I've got a fairly large monitor. So I have a 32-inch monitor that I use for my PC, and I'm not dual monitor. So when I'm streaming games, I need a game windowed and then OBS open up on the side so that I can make sure that everything is running and working and fine. And I keep track of chat, and I usually have a couple other things open at the same time as well. But if the game won't go into windowed mode, I can't look at chat. I can't, be monitoring the stream to make sure that like I'm not dropping a lot of frames. I'm not dropping the stream all of a sudden. So I really need games to be able to be played in windowed mode, and some games that I wanted to try for my stream just didn't have native windowed mode, and I couldn't figure out a way to make them go into a window, which is just frustrating. So if anybody's out there listening who maybe makes games, consider that. putting your games into windowed mode because not everybody wants to play them full screen all the time.
Yeah. That's a shame. At the same time, I kind of understand it's maybe not the priority when you're making a demo.
No, yeah, I can understand that, but I've played full games that don't allow you to just like natively go windowed, also, which is also frustrating, and it's kind of annoying. Like I don't know how my girlfriend's brother-in-law, however you want to fucking call him. Me and my girlfriend have been together 13 years. So her brother has like one of those ultra wide monitors that's like 64 inches wide. If something wouldn't go into windowed mode, how is that going to stretch across that entire screen? Like it'd be crazy,
For sure. Yeah.
And even for me, like 32 inches is a pretty big monitor for me sitting this close.
Yep.
But I bought a monitor this large specifically because I'm doing things like streaming off of a single monitor. I want to be able to have multiple things up and not condense down so small that, I can barely see them. It's not that my eyes are bad or anything, but when you have 5 tabs open or 5 windows open and you're on like a 18-inch monitor, we're chatting in Discord right now. Discord becomes like a 4x4 box. If I'm on my old 18-inch monitor and I have my notes open and I have like my recording software open, Audacity open, and then I have, our Discord chat open, I've got a web browser open, all these things open at the same time. Like it's helpful to have this large monitor to be able to spread out and have all this real estate,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a tangent. Then that's besides the point. The first game I wanted to talk about
I just want to finish the tangent. There's
go ahead.
There's an app on Steam called Borderless Gaming that I think could solve your problem. It's usually to do the opposite, to turn like a windowed game into a full screen game without being a real full screen. But I think you can do the other way around too.
Okay.
So maybe it's worth giving it a try. It's like $5.
Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll see if that's something that could work for me. Because I mean that is a little frustrating. Especially so like sometimes when I'm doing these streams, I'll have game devs pop in because like if somebody has like their demo in Steam Next Fest, they're probably looking at Twitch, and I've had a lot of smaller devs just kind of pop in and be like, I see you're doing, Next Fest demos. Would you like to check out my game? And that has happened a couple of times. And sometimes I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll check out your game. And then I go and load up their game and it won't go into windowed mode. And I'm like, well, I can't play it in this state because I can't see my chat at the same time. And it's not like I have a huge stream or anything. I might have 3, 5, 7 people in there, but I still need to be able to monitor the stream. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so the first game that I want to talk about, this game actually looks really, really cool. It's unfortunate that I don't think it's playable right now. It's called Primeland the Magus. It's a really cute looking pixel art platformer. And it does not work with controller. Despite the fact that it says that it has controller support. And what I mean by that is that the movement keys are mapped wrong and there's no way to change them in game. What it means is that up and down move you left and right and left on the D-pad make you duck or move up. Like if you were climbing a ladder or something like that, which is just no. My brain cannot do that.
Yeah, that's insane.
But then at the same time, also for actual movement, if you want to use a keyboard, they don't use WASD. They use the arrow keys, which is also insane. Like that wasn't so bad
I don't know.
it, it
I'm an arrows kind of guy. I used to play Flash games, and that was like a big thing. But yeah,
okay, that's fair, but I don't
I
want
know
to
for
be.
I know for most people that's not it.
So I have a gaming keyboard that has like its own like separate side part that
Yeah.
specifically has WASD and a bunch of other keys
Okay. Yeah.
set up natively. Let me send you a picture of this really quick.
Okay. Cool.
Because I don't know if I've ever showed you this keyboard that I have.
No, no, I've not seen it. But yeah, I don't know why controls are such a pain. Some like it. There are always so many games that I tried to play, like Far Cry New Dawn from
Uh-huh.
Ubisoft, and the my controller just wasn't working. I had to boot the Ubisoft launcher through Steam, running some Steam inputs to make my controller work.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right. See, but like
Oh, wow. That's such a cool keyboard. Love this.
yeah. Yeah, so I've had this keyboard since like the mid 2000s. And even
I
though I wasn't PC gaming, I just always held on to this because I was like, at
I
some
feel
point
like this is
I
a
might get.
keyboard that Fami would shout out on YouTube.
Who's that?
F4MI. She's a girl, and she always does videos on the weird tech from the mid 2000s.
Okay. Yeah, I mean this was a pretty popular keyboard. Like from my understanding, a lot of people that like played WoW were using
Yeah.
this keyboard. It's called the Merc Stealth, and like I've known other people that have had this keyboard. And like they're not made anymore, but they're still kind of sought after and kind
Yeah.
of expensive online. But it's nice to have like this ergonomic setup with a bunch of keys, set up specifically for playing games. And I'm so
Yeah.
used to playing games with it like this that trying to use the arrow keys, like if it was just the arrow keys and a jump key, it wouldn't be so bad. Because like, yeah, sure, I've played plenty of Flash games and had to do that in the past, but like this game also has like 5 or 6 additional inputs because
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
meant to
Yeah.
be played with a controller. And that's like trying to rewire your entire gaming brain to function in the opposite way of what you're used to playing with, you
Yeah.
know?
For sure.
So, um, I'm going to keep my eye on this game, and I left I didn't leave a review, but I left something in like their Steam comment section explaining the situation and being like, y'all need to fix this because like I want to like this because the game looks really, really nice, but I just can't play it right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. A shame.
yep,
That's a shame.
it's a shame, but it happens. Next game I want to talk about is a game called Sinker Sound. This is a fishing rhythm game, which
Okay.
is an interesting concept. And I think it's executed fine, but this is one of those games where like you need to have a better understanding of music than what I do. And I'm going to try and explain this as best as I can. You basically control the entire game, the entire rhythm game section with your mouse. So what you need to do is you're clicking along a rhythm at a certain beat rate, and you need to press and hold your left mouse key to that beat rate.
Okay.
And that's to like pull the fish in, and that's indicate the bottom of this circle. So you need to click on beat and then release on beat. And what that does is it pulls in the fish, which is a separate meter across the top of this circle. And you're trying to maintain this balance of like you're not reeling it in too much, meaning you're not holding you're not holding the mouse key too much. And to try and keep this meter centered, but then also at the same time you're having to move your mouse to like move a like shield
Oh
around the
my god.
outside of this
Okay,
circle
yeah.
to protect yourself from like projectiles that are coming in from the outside. And I think it's just too much happening at the same time. And what I mean, but like I think that if you were somebody who like understood music better and could like and knew rhythm really really well and could stay on beat really really well without having a visual aid, you would be able
Yeah.
to play this game without a problem. But I'm not that person, and this game is basically unplayable for me. There's just too much going on.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I
And
feel you.
it's I want to like it because like it's an interesting concept,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I'm not going to take the time to learn how to keep rhythm just to play a silly little indie game, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And it looks pretty good. I checked it out. It's like PS1 3D
Yeah,
early style. It looks really good. It's a shame it's not for you.
yeah, yeah. It really is a shame because like I don't mind playing a cute little fishing game,
Mhm.
and so I wish it was a little bit better. Is what it is. Somebody out there will love this game. This will
Yeah.
be somebody's favorite game. Next game I want to talk about is a game called Ridiculous Gun Game. And this is supposed to be a multiplayer, like competitive shooter style game
Mhm.
without a campaign. Um, the problem is that this is made by an indie team and nobody has eyes on this, so you can't get a match. Um,
Yeah, classic.
so the all of the like weird guns that they have are fun and interesting, and like there's a little bit that you can do by yourself of just like some target practice and whatnot. And if you could if I could convince like a group of 6 of our friends to get together and play this for an evening, we would have a blast, I'm sure, because it looks
Yeah.
absolutely fucking stupid. But right now, like there's just no community for it. I sat in the lobby trying to get a match for this in the demo for like 20 minutes and nobody else joined the lobby except for me. So it's just
Uh,
like this seems like a game that's dead in the water.
yep,
You
yep,
just
yep.
I don't think you can make an online competitive shooter or even an online fun shooter without some eyes on your game. It's just not there. I'm sorry.
Half of the like big studios trying to push like multiplayer games fail. So
Yeah,
imagine just a random team of people trying trying their best. So yeah,
right. And I mean like there have been games that succeeded at doing that. Fall Guys is not exactly the most AAA game, but it's also not exactly the most indie game either. It's somewhere in between. At least when it first launched back in like 2020. Um
yeah.
Among Us was a small indie game, before it fucking exploded.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
so like it's not impossible for a small team to come out and make a splash with something like this, but it's hard. Like that's a hard market to get into.
Yep, it's really unlikely. People playing online already have their like, favorites
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, they have their games. And it's hard to drag people away. Um Unless you're somebody like Respawn and you're just like, "Hey, Apex Legends, it's out right now." And then suddenly you have like 4 million downloads in a day,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
But Respawn also had a pedigree of games prior to making Apex.
for sure.
Next one I want to talk about is Power of the Golden Slammer. This is one where
Ooh,
I've been
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
talking with the dev about this game. It's a little janky, but it's a third person like adventure game that's trying to just be like a kind of, yeah, I don't want to say it's not really a sandbox. It really does have objectives that you're trying to complete, but it's kind of small sandboxy where you're like running around and completing these objectives and talking to NPCs and doing things, and it's just a 90s simulator. So Uh, its main gameplay is playing Pogs, which is fine. Like it's the way you play Pogs is a little simple, um, but it's also not terrible. Um, it's a little buggy right now, but this is a solo dev project, and he's still working on this game.
Yeah.
So this feels more like a proof of concept than a true demo, if I'm being honest with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I am interested to see where this game goes because he is constantly working on it. So
Yeah, it sounds just fun.
yeah, it's something to keep an eye on for when it comes out later.
Nice.
Um, Next game I want to talk about is a game called Look Mum No Computer. This game stood out to me because it has an FMV trailer that looks absolutely fucking insane. And the game itself is a top-down pixel art twin stick shooter. But it has
Wow.
FMV cutscenes and it takes place inside of circuit boards. And so all of your enemies are like resistors and transistors and capacitors and things like that. You know, things that exist on circuit boards. And the person who's making this fucking loves synthesizers so much because this game is basically about synthesizers. All of your weapons that you get are different types of synthesizers. And when you change your equipment loadout, it changes the background music based on what synths you currently have equipped. It's so cool. It's such an innovative idea. I love it.
From
Um,
what I'm saying, Look Mom No Computer is a group of music first. He's a
oh,
musician.
that does not surprise me.
Yeah, yeah. It's a musician first, and then they commissioned a game or something.
Sweet. Yeah. Perfect. This game looks ridiculous and I can't wait to play the full version of it.
Nice. That sounds
Um
that sounds just fun. That sounds amazing.
yeah. I love a good just top-down twin stick shooter. Um they're just fun games. So
Yeah.
it's a fun genre and it's a fun theming for the genre. So really looking forward to that one. Next one is you've probably never heard of this anime, but there's an anime called Baki, or Baki the Grappler, or Baki Hanma.
Okay.
I love this anime so fucking much. It's an anime with the most hideous characters you have ever seen in your life who just beat the shit out of each other. And this game is a Punch Out clone based in this
Ooh.
universe. And it is hard. It is so fucking hard. Um these people love Punch Out so much. So you play in this game as Baki and you're
Mm-hmm.
fighting so many of the other characters from what I've seen from the anime and the manga.
Wow.
And there's only 2 fights that you can get into in this game and it took me like maybe 15 attempts to beat the first fight.
Wow. That
Like
sounds insane. But I'm looking at the trailer, and it just looks like you're playing the anime, right? It looks
yeah,
so
it
good.
it very much looks like you're playing the anime, and the anime is really good. So Baki is absolutely insane. There's a character in Baki called Pickle. He's a caveman that got thawed out from prehistoric times, and he's naked because he's a caveman. But he's also like the strongest fighter in the world. Well, one of the strongest fighters in the world because he used to fist fight dinosaurs.
Wow.
This
That's just
Baki
amazing.
is stupid. It's very stupid, and I love it.
Okay, so I'm getting in the lore. So this studio made a previous uh, Punch Out clone 2 years ago called Thunder Ray. It's like exactly the same as the game that you described right now,
Okay.
but in another universe. It's like futuristic space kind of game, but it's exactly the same game. But it looks really good, and it's 80% off right now. So I might buy it, I think.
I'm gonna go to their developer page. Okay. I'm not familiar with Thunder Ray. I wonder if this is their own property. But yeah, this does look exactly the same.
So
like it's just another Punch-Out clone. Yeah. I might have to buy this.
I just bought it. It looked good. And Punch-Out is fun, so why not?
Yeah, it is. I'm not very good at it. So I probably won't beat this Baki game, but I'm definitely going to buy it. Just because I love the property so much.
Yeah.
Next game I want to talk about is Space Adventure Cobra: The Awakening. Space Adventure Cobra is an anime from 1982. Mm-hmm. And we had talked about it previously because I played the Sega CD game, which is how I found out about the anime. Way back in one of our early episodes when I did that whole I played a shitload of Sega CD bullshit. I found this game. I found the Space Adventure Cobra Sega CD game, which was a visual novel, and I loved it. And somehow in 2025, they're releasing another video game from this anime that came out 40 years ago. I don't know why, because nothing new has happened in that world forever, basically. Okay. But this game is a really, really good action platformer.
Ooh, nice.
And it's like a run and gun platformer, but not quite like Contra or something like that. It's a little bit more considered than something like Contra or like Metal Slug. I don't know exactly what to compare this game to.
Early Castlevania, maybe?
No, because it's much more fast-paced than Castlevania. Okay. Castlevania moves so slow.
True.
But, I mean, maybe that's a decent comparison. I don't know. If maybe Castlevania was running at, like, 300% speed, then
maybe
then sure.
Like, Super Castlevania 4, something like that. Oh, Mega Man X.
Yeah, all right, yeah, that's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Mega Man fan, so like those games just don't come to mind for me very often, you know.
Mm-hmm. But it feels Looking at it feels pretty much like Mega Man close.
Yeah. So running, shooting, melee attack, jumping across platforms. This game looks really cool. It's got a bunch of cutscenes from the anime. I just bought the anime DVD box set, which I got really lucky and I found for a really good price on eBay. So I'm going to be watching all of that original anime here pretty soon because I've never actually seen it. But I am so interested in it right now. I've been looking for that box set since I played that Sega CD game. So it was released in 2 volumes, or you could find the box set. And the second volume, which is like the second set of 24 episodes, goes for like $80 on eBay. And the first volume goes for like 25 or 30. I found the full box set for like 45, and I was like instantly buying this. I don't fucking care. That's another one where I'm like, I'm going to buy this as soon as it comes out. Like this game looks so good.
Nice.
And then
did you play the Steam Next Fest or the Steam Anime Fest?
Next Fest. It was definitely Next Fest. I promise you it was Next Fest. I might have a tendency to lean more towards the anime than other games, but and the next game I'm going to talk about is not any different. It has a very anime aesthetic. It's called Unbeatable. It's a rhythm game. Do you remember a few episodes ago I talked about a game called Muse Dash, which was a rhythm game where like you're keeping rhythm and your character's like moving across these 2 tracks and you're having to press 2 different keys to attack the 2 different tracks. This game plays exactly like that, which is cool. Like I like that style of rhythm gaming, except this game has like a narrative and cutscenes and like Persona-esque style to it in its narrative adventure about this group of like misfits who want to start a band in a world where making music is illegal.
Nice.
This game looks great. I'm so into this. So I can't wait for this one to come out. Apparently this one has like some actual buzz around it, because I've talked with some other people who were like, I was hanging out on some other streams and whatnot for people who are playing Next Fest games to see what other people were getting their eyes on. And basically this was one of my favorite games that I played from the Next Fest, and basically everybody else that I talked to was like, oh yeah, that game's, the demo's been around for that for months and months at this point, and everybody's looking forward to it that I talked to. So
yeah,
I can't wait.
It's gonna
looks
be
great.
One of those indie darlings. It
Oh
feels
yeah,
like.
yeah, for sure. But that's the games that I played that I felt like were worth talking about.
Oh, that's already a pretty good stretch of games.
Yep.
And on top of that, we found that other Punch-Out clone. So
yeah, which is in my Steam cart right now. I'm not gonna purchase it right this second, only because I haven't gone digging through this Steam sale yet, and I need to do that before I start buying games, because I'm gonna limit myself on how much I'm gonna spend. I'm probably only gonna like do the thing where like I spend $25 or so and buy some new games, because otherwise I'll just go insane and end up being like, oh well, this game's only $3, let me buy it. Oh, this game's only $3, let me buy it. Oh, this one's only $3, let me buy that. And then I'll do that 50 times and have spent have spent an ungodly amount of money that on games that I'm not going to play immediately. So I would rather compile a pile of games into my cart and then be like, well, which one of these do I actually want to play?
Yeah, for sure. That's a sane decision. People should do that more.
Yeah. But that's it for Next Fest. And
cool.
Max, while I do have more games on my actual list to talk about, I've just been talking for a little while, so why don't you go ahead and take a game, and then I'll take a couple.
Okay. I'm gonna start with something hot and popular for once, maybe the first time and the last time in my life. But I'm gonna talk about Pogostuck. Have you seen this game?
No, I have not heard of this at all.
So I think it's like the most streamed game. At least last week, it was like the most streamed game on Twitch or something. So the full name is Pogostuck Rage with Your Friends, and it was gifted to me by my trans sister. Happy Pride Month, everyone. And it's basically the new Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. So,
okay.
But the difference, like, it freaking looks like Getting Over It. It's like the same art style, same kind of rage gameplay. But the big difference is that when you're playing, you see everyone else that's playing on the same server as you. So you can be stuck somewhere for like 15 minutes, and then someone just moves by you and just waves at you and then completes the game without even looking back. Or your friends can come and cheer you on, or you can see other people failing where you play. So that's a pretty fun interaction while you're trying to beat this freaking game. Game is much, much harder than Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. It's kind of insane. So the main mechanic is that you're always jumping on a pogo stick. And that's one of the things that make it so difficult. There are no points in the game where you're doing a challenge and you can like stop for a moment, reset, and continue. Once you're in the like challenge, the jumping challenge, you have to do it in basically one go or fall down and restart that challenge. So there are key checkpoints like in Getting Over It. Like you do maybe 10% of the game, and then you cannot really fall back unless you do something stupid, and then you do another 10%, and then there's another kind of checkpoint. But yeah, and so that's the base mechanic. You're always jumping, and how you actually do the platforming in this one is that when you hit the ground, you can hold the jump button, and then you will charge a jump, and then you will do a higher jump. So at the beginning, all that you have to do is move, hold it, jump farther, hold it, jump farther, and then you can kind of stick to walls. So you can stick to a wall if you hit it with the bottom of your pogo stick, and then you can charge from there, jump on the other side, and go on. And it's all about angles and stuff, because like if you're on a straight floor, then the angle where you can angle yourself, so you can lean to the right to jump farther right, or lean straight up to jump higher. But that's not the real main mechanic of the game. The real main mechanic is that once you've done that big jump, you can do a 360 in the air, fall back on your pogo stick, and then you will do a really big jump. And that's the main mechanic of the game. So you have to spin to win, basically. You have to jump, spin, do a big jump, spin, do a big jump, spin, and all at the same time you have to guess the angle, because if the floor is angled, you will not jump as far as if the floor was straight. So you have to lean even more and then play with those angles to jump on tiny spots and not bump your head on the wall, not bump your head on the ceiling. And I have not beaten the game yet. I have Steam open near, but I think I'm at like 45%, and I'm at around 20 hours in the game. It's
geez,
freaking tough. It's like I like that. I like that the game. I like a tough game. I think I have the patience, and I don't have to think really a lot, so I just have to be there and focus and try to execute those jumps. But man, this game is freaking insane. So there's the first. So I'm basically at the fourth checkpoint. The first checkpoint is called the bone, and that's only about learning how to jump normally. So just to do like simple jumps. Then you have to get through a set of like a mountain and a set of trees to get to the grapes. And that section, it's all about learning to do the spin jump to jump higher. Then you get to the grapes. So that's the third checkpoint. And this one is just like the problem with the trees is that there's a lot of wind when you jump. So it's kind of really hard to just jump in general. You're always like getting pushed to the left. So that gets kind of frustrating. The grapes is technically harder because you have more precise jumps to do, and you can fall like more and have to redo more jumps to get back to where you were. But at the same time, you don't have to deal with the wind. So that's a big plus. And then the checkpoints after the grapes is the tree. And in this one, it just now it gets to an instant point. From what I've heard, this is like the breaking point. You either get past the tree and beat the game, or abandon at the tree. So you really have to do like precise wall jumps to get really higher, and then jump on mushrooms that have like a weird bounce. And there's also like slippery stuff on the tree that if you hit it, you just fall instantly.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. I'm at like 45%. And I will talk about my hobby later. I have not been playing that much in the last 2 weeks, because I've been working on videos and stuff. But other than videos, that's mainly the only game I've played, and the fact that I can be there and other people can cheer me on and just jump around with me, I thought that's a big plus. It feels less like I'm just trying to beat a hard game alone, and I'm
Right.
more
Yeah.
really I'm part of the community, so that's pretty fun. Something I don't know if it's just because I go to sleep too late playing this game, but this game specifically, I feel like my eyes really hurt when I'm playing it, and even if I'm playing it like for 30 minutes after dinner, I, I don't know if I'm just way too focused, and the fact that you're always jumping up and down, so there's constant movement in the game. There's never no movement on the screen, but I feel like this does something to my eyes. So I don't know if I think that's the main reason. If I don't beat it, other than not having the time to play, I think that's the main reason I won't beat it, because I feel like my eyes are not happy when I play this game.
Right. All right. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I
Yeah.
was looking at it, and it looks like one of those games, and it looks like a game that if you're 20 hours in and 45%, I'm not gonna even try. This does not seem like the kind of thing that will make me very happy.
So... No. Really sure. Okay, sorry. I think I'm misremember with another game. I'm at 10 hours, but still.
Okay. Even
10
still.
hours. 10 hours for 45% is, yeah, it's pretty long. And that's just map 1. There are other harder maps that I have not even
Oh god, that's
insane.
insane.
Yeah, that's super insane. So, any questions before I put it on the tier list?
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna put Pogostuck, Rage with Your Friends in the This Is Fine tier.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm having fun. I like it, but if I like, it's hurting my eyes, and I really don't know if I have it in me to beat it. Like, I think I can. I'm fairly patient for these kinds of games, but it's really freaking hard for like no. It's on the verge of being really too hard. If I'm being honest, like, you really have to put some time commitment to beat this game, and this is not really something that I have right now. So it's fine if you want to just play some rage game, have fun with friends. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, it's a rage game. And I like it.
Cool. Well, I'm going to talk about a game that's not a rage game. It's a pretty simple game. Actually, it's called Sheepy, A Short Adventure.
I thought you were transitioning into Dark Souls.
No, we'll get to Dark Souls a little bit later. I'm gonna talk about a couple smaller games first. Sheepy, A Short Adventure is a free game that you can just get on Steam. And it's like 3 hours long of a pretty simple puzzle platformer. It's not a very complex game, but man, does this game have some of the like best background pixel art I've seen in a game for quite a while. It's really great. Yeah, there's some great backgrounds in this game. Just like the environmental design I found fascinating.
Oh wow.
For being a free game, like,
yeah, it looks
for $5 for this and be perfectly happy. It's not a very hard game. Like I said, it's a pretty simple. I don't even know if I want to call it a puzzle platformer, because like there's not that many actual puzzles. It's more like get to a spot and hit the switch, and that opens the door to get to the next area. But it's just a fun game that looks really nice. That is free. Yeah. Like, you really cannot go wrong with this game. I tried playing it a couple of times, and the first time I tried playing it, it wouldn't register that my controller was plugged into my PC, and then like
Once
The
again,
keyboard wasn't working also, and it's like I don't know why I'm having these fucking control issues, so I like just stopped playing it, and then I came back to it, and it worked perfectly fine without any issue at all. And I don't know.
yeah,
It's probably a me problem and not a game problem.
maybe, but yeah, controllers, how do they work?
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about it. Like, if you like platformers, play this one. If you
Yeah,
don't like platformers, this is not going to change your mind about what a platformer is. So
especially for the price, right?
yeah, it's free. Um.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Like, just play it. Um. I don't know, man. Like, I'm kind of in a toss up on this one, if I'm being honest with you, because like it's good for what it is. Like I almost want to put it into
Yeah.
great games, but it's also like a pretty simple platformer. It does have a couple of boss fights, which are not super challenging, but like they add a little bit of complexity to the gameplay, which I found
Hmm.
fun. And like I died a few times to those boss fights.
Yeah.
So like that was cool. I don't know. I'll put it in a tier. It's a great game. Like it's somewhere in between that A and B tier. Like it's not as fine as some of the other games that we would have put into This Is Fine, or that I would have put into This Is Fine, but it's also not as great as other games that I would have put in that A tier also. It deserves that in between. So like bottom
That's
of
fine.
A.
All right, all right. Yeah, I guess if it was $5, it would maybe have been fine, but for
Hmm.
free, it's great.
Yeah. And then the second smaller game that I want to talk about really quick is Shotgun Cop Man, which I talked about a
Yeah.
few episodes ago. They just released a free DLC, which was a crossover with his other game, My Friend Pedro. And it added
Oh,
3 new worlds, 50 levels, and you're trying to save Pedro from hell now.
nice.
It adds new mechanics, so now you have a slowdown time, which is so fucking necessary because the enemies in this fucking DLC shoot so many more bullets at you than they did in the main game. So you really need like there's times where you have to like slow down time because there's so many bullets coming at you, and then you're like, all right, I need to get to right here and then just fire my pistol at an enemy a few times so that I hover in this one spot so that a bullet goes directly underneath me and above me at the same time, and I just barely get in that one spot, that sweet spot. Um, they
So
add a
freaking cool.
skateboard. Yeah,
What?
they added yeah, so
Nice.
there's a skateboard and like you can ride on ramps and like up vertically onto walls and onto ceilings and stuff. Like it's fun. This game just continues to be fantastic. I love it. It's like 50 new levels, 3 new boss fights across 3 different worlds. Um, they also added. I haven't played any of it yet, but they added a an additional mode also where like it's basically a level builder. So there's user created content for this game now also,
Oh,
which that means that there's endless shotgun cop man for you if you love this game, which I'm gonna probably dig into some more of that because it's good. Just keep giving me free updates for this game
yeah.
or charge me $2 for the updates. I don't care. Like I'll continue to play them. I'll continue to buy them. This game's great. S tier. Shotgun Cop Man stays in the S tier. It's a fucking banger. It's one of my favorite games I've played this year.
Awesome.
All right, Max, why don't you go ahead and take a game before I get into something else?
All right, I'm gonna talk a bit about Alpha and Iota. I forgot to talk about it last time. So
Mhm.
last episode we were together. I was done, like I was halfway through Alpha and Iota, and now I've beaten the whole game.
Sweet.
And I ended up with like 105%, and that's kind of weird. I checked with the dev on their Discord, and from what I've gathered, they just kind of messed up their progression
Okay.
code somewhere when they added stuff at near the end, and it just you can now just bust through their 100% ceiling just because there's an error somewhere. So in some way, that's a bit annoying because I'm not 100% sure if I've found everything I think I've had because there's no like screen where you can see everything to collect in every level. But at the same time, I like how mysterious that feels. Like,
Right.
since you're over 100% now, you could technically always find something else. You never truly know if you've beaten everything. So I like that aspect of the thing. And yeah, man, that second half is just so freaking solid. You've got like boss fights, you've got some new mechanics, you got advanced mechanics. Some of there's like puzzle sections where instead of doing big levels where you go around doing a lot of small little puzzles, there's like one specific harder puzzle, and those puzzles were really really fun. There's only one that I was like, I have no freaking clue how to do this. And I started just toying with stuff, and I was like, okay. So basically, there's like 3 jumping dudes that you can program to jump, and you can program them to jump one on top of the other. So they jump really high, but you have to do that while they're moving, and you get only like one shot to make them jump at the right height at the top of. So you have to be on the block where is jumping at the top of his jump to jump and program it, and then do that again 2 times. And it took me, I think, 30 minutes. But in the end, I managed to beat that level too. But I was like, yeah, that was kind of janky. That was really difficult. And yeah, I've talked to the dev on their Discord. They will be adding a screen where you can see if you found everything in every level, and they're working on some upgrades that you can get in the post game. So you will be able to unlock some upgrades that would make you be able to collect stuff without going to a checkpoint to save it and stuff like that. So the game is still being worked on, and I think it's kind of crazy because I've put almost 30 hours in that game for less than $5, and they're still making free DLC. So I think it's really awesome, and this game deserves way more eyes on it. The whole game was fun, and the whole post game was even more fun. It's kind of crazy, and even more game is to come. They told me that they also want to work in some mini games in the game with the different mechanics that they have. So yeah, man, Alpha and Iota, that like little weird puzzle platformer, is just, it's still an absolute banger, man. It just, thanks again, Mr. Mo. You found like a pure hidden gem into Steam. It's for sure this game's gonna show up in my awards at the end of the year. That's right. It's just way too good. It's just, I was blown away by the whole game all the way through.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Shotgun Cop, man. Like,
yeah,
there's a part of me right now where, like, you know, at the end of the year, every year, I do a big stream where I rank every game that I played in one giant tier list. And I'm like, well, Shotgun Cop Man makes the top 10 easily, but doesn't make number 1. And there's a possibility that for me personally, this is just like the game that I played this year that just makes the number 1. We'll see what ends up happening. I've played some other pretty fucking good games this year too, though. So we'll see. But it's going to be up there. And it's just pretty simple, shitty little fucking indie game. I don't mean anything negative by saying it's a shitty little indie game, you know, but
no, yeah. It's technically not. Yeah, there's nothing inherently like the best game out there for Shotgun Cop Man, but everything that's working is working 100% for you.
Yep. Yeah, it's just fun. It's a video game. It is just a fucking video game.
Oh yeah. And speaking of just fun, do you want to transition into something maybe not that fun that doesn't work for you?
Yeah, let's talk about Tunic, I guess.
Okay, Tunic. I have not played Tunic, so I'm curious to hear what you have to say about it.
Okay. So, Tunic is a game that has a lot of praise given to it over the last several years since it was released. And I've been very, very interested in playing it because it's basically a top-down Legend of Zelda style game, except you play as a fox and everything's really cute. And it's supposed to be like this more challenging version of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
All of that's fine. I think the general core gameplay of this game is like the exploration and everything is fine. Like running around in the world feels good. The dodge roll feels pretty good. Like it took a little bit of getting used to, but once I got a hang of like when I actually have iframes and when I don't while I'm still within that animation, it started to feel fine. I think your character's sword, because you get a sword because this is a Legend of Zelda game, is a little too short for my personal liking. I wish it was a little bit longer. Like, not even by much, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just feels like I have to get a little too close to enemies to actually make contact. Like there's times where I feel like I should be making contact, especially in the early game. There's times where I felt like I should be making contact and I just wasn't. And so the primary mechanic of this game that everybody talks about is that you go around and while you're exploring, you find these pages of this notebook. And it's basically supposed to be like the instruction manual for this game, but it's in a different language. So you can't actually read any of the words on the pages. You just kind of have to look at them and interpret what is what it's trying to communicate to you. And I, for the most part, don't find that very interesting. I think it's hiding what it's wanting to do a little bit too much. Because there were multiple things. Also, I will say I have this game physically, so I have the physical manual as well, which everybody was like, "Oh, don't fucking look at that because it contains all sorts of spoilers and stuff for the game." And looking through it, I don't really see that many spoilers. Like now that I understand a few of the things, but like just looking at it initially didn't really spoil anything for me. Like I kind of figured out that this item would give me more HP and this item would give me more damage, but I have to talk about spoilers to talk about this game, if I'm being honest with you. So if anybody has a problem with that and doesn't want spoilers for Tunic, I guess I'll put a timestamp in the edit, so you can skip forward because a lot of what people like about this game is how mysterious it is, and that's exactly what I don't like about this game.
It feels like you got lured in because it looked and felt like Zelda, but then you were stuck playing a puzzle game.
Yes, and not the kind of puzzle game that I like to play.
Yeah.
So the kinds of puzzle games that I like to play are like puzzle boxes. I like Resident Evil, I like Silent Hill. I like these games where the puzzle is you're in a room and you need to figure out where to move an object to be able to unlock the next key to the next door, or you get a key and you need to figure out where it needs to go.
Yeah.
The puzzle in this game is like you get an item and you don't know how to use it. So the items that I was talking about were like it increases your maximum HP, it increases your your attack damage. The game doesn't tell you specifically that you have to go to one of like the bonfires, these shrines where you respawn at when you die, and pray at them to use that item to be able to actually get the health increase or to be able to get the damage increase.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. Like, I'm fine with that being how the mechanic works. I don't like that it obscures that mechanic from you to the point where, like, I have to go online and figure out how to use the thing because I have the items in my inventory and it hasn't told me anything about using them because I haven't found the page in the fucking book that tells me that I can use them, and the page that's within the book that tells me that I can use them doesn't really tell you that you can use them because it's all in a language that you can't understand, and there's like one picture of the fox like praying at the fucking altar, and that doesn't tell me fucking anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's wanting you to like make assumptions, I guess, about how the mechanics of this game are supposed to work. And I don't find that fun.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like that everything is intentionally obscured. So there's another game that I've been playing recently called Dark Souls. It is a game where a lot of information is obscured from you, but if you read the manual for the PS3 version of Dark Souls, it tells you exactly what all of your stats do. It tells you exactly like how those affect your character's build. You just have to look at an external source. It's not obscured by a foreign language that I'm never going to be able to understand.
Yep.
And so that's been my biggest frustration with Tunic. Actually, that's not been my biggest frustration with Tunic. My absolute biggest frustration with Tunic is that anytime I go online, and this is not the game's fault, this is the community's fault. Anytime I go online to try and find an answer to a question that I currently have, the community is like so committed to this like try and die mentality that this game wants you to have that you'll find a thread on a forum or on Reddit, and it'll be the exact question that I have, like, how do I interact with this particular thing? And the answer will be something cryptic like, well, if you don't know, then you're not there yet. Or, well, have you tried exploring more? It's like, yes, you stupid motherfucker, I have tried exploring more. That's why I'm stuck. I don't know where to go. Tell me where to go. If I didn't want spoilers, I wouldn't be going online and just specifically Googling how to figure out what I'm supposed to do next.
I hate that. Yeah.
It's goddamn infuriating. And so, like, every once in a while, you'll find one post where it'll be like, I don't know why everybody's being such a fucking asshole about this. Like, this is where you're supposed to go next. Cool. That's great. Yeah. That's exactly what I want. I want to know where I'm supposed to go next because I want to continue to play the game, because when the game is good, it's really good. Mm-hmm. Like when you get through like the opening of the game, you have the Legend of Zelda thing where it's like you have to find the 3 gemstones. They're in 3 different areas of the world. You need to find those 3 gemstones to unlock a door. That door precedes you forward to your main objective of the game. Mm-hmm. Once I got to that point and I was going to those 3 sections and having to fight the 3 bosses to get the 3 gemstones, I didn't have to look anything up for like a solid 6 hours because I was having fun playing a Legend of Zelda style game, knowing where I needed to go, and I was able to get through them, and I was having a good time. But then I was stuck again. Because it doesn't tell you what you're supposed to do. You put in the 3 gemstones, and then the literal achievement that pops up on the PlayStation Network is what's next. That's what the achievement's called. And you're just supposed to figure out what you're supposed to do next.
Yeah, that's dumb. Yeah.
I don't no, stop it.
Exactly. Tell me what's next.
Like, give me a hint. Give me more of a hint than a picture in a manual that I may not have even found the page for yet. So Tunic is a fine game. It's solidly in B tier. When I'm having a good time playing this game, I'm having a great fucking time. When I know where I'm supposed to be going and I'm exploring and I'm having a great time playing it. When I don't know where I'm supposed to go, the community is fucking insufferable, and I genuinely feel like there should be a little bit more direction.
There are some like fully translated manuals online. Do you think that would help or not really?
I don't know, maybe.
Eh.
Honestly, like the physical copy comes with a fucking map that shows a map of all of the sections of the game, all of the little worlds. That's been an exponential resource for me so that I can just look and see where I'm supposed to go next. Like it tells me where like treasure chests are and where hidden items are and things like that. Like that's great. Like just give me the map in game.
Yeah.
Don't like I don't like how obscured all of the information is. Like I'm fine with a puzzle.
Zelda with extra steps.
Yes. Because when you're not trying to solve a riddle of trying to decipher a language, it's just a Legend of Zelda game, and it's a really, really fun Legend of Zelda game.
Yeah.
Like this would be up there for me with like A Link Between Worlds or like A Link to the Past. Like some of the best Zelda games that have been made that are just top-down 2D Zelda games would be right up there with them. But it's just not for me.
Yeah. I mean, not every game is for everyone, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna finish this fucking game. I'm too far in at this point. I know what I need to do right now. I just don't know how it wants me to do it. So yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that level of spoiler because we're already kind of past me talking about spoilers. But like, I'm gonna find just like I tried finding walkthroughs, and walkthroughs are also infuriating for this fucking game. So like, I'm going to try and figure out how to finish this game because I want to get to the end. I want to fight the final boss because like I said, when it's fun, it is fun. But when it's just fucking, well, go explore and hope you can find something new. It's like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Well, I also have a hot take, I guess, and it's for a game called Spiritfarer. Have you?
Okay.
Do you know that game?
I have heard the name before, but I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, so the game is basically a 2D platformer where, well, I say 2D platformer. It's more of like a farming sim and a 2D platformer mixed together on the theme of death. So you're basically the new Spiritfarer, so the new death guy helping
like the boatman.
Yeah, exactly. And you're helping spirits move on. That's the whole premise of the game. And I played that game because for a video that I'm making on Quebec French, there's like a couple of expressions in the game that are kind of rude for European French that don't really mean anything for Quebec French, and that makes the game not have like the same level of profanity depending where you are playing the game. Anyway, that's why I played it, because I was trying to find those instances of those profanities. And this game is just bad. I don't get it.
Okay.
The game is overwhelmingly positive on Steam, but for me, it just freaking doesn't work. Like, I will get the good things out of the way. The game looks amazing. It's all hand-drawn. The animations are great. It's snappy, and it looks like a cartoon. It looks so good. that's amazing, and the music is pretty good too. So that's good. Everything else, there's nothing about the gameplay that I like. The first part is the platforming. I think it gets better because you can get a double jump fairly quickly in the game, but
Okay.
still, for like the 2 or 3 hours that you're gonna play without that double jump, the game is infuriating. Each jump is like you have to hold the jump button at the maximum of the height to get on the other platform, and depending on the angle, sometimes you just won't make it for some reason. It just extremely precise for no reason. There's like no challenge. You're just jumping up a building, but they made the jumps be as awkward as possible. So that's kind of annoying. But the main problem with the game is that it's just boring. It's like you have to wait all the time. So you're on a boat and you have to travel around the sea to find the other spirits and gather materials to build like a city on your boat, basically. And to go from one place to the other, you have to open the door, go to the map, open the map, click where you want to go, exit the map, exit the door, and then wait. You'll be waiting for like a minute for your boat to reach your destination. And while the boat is running, you can fish. You can, if you're far into the game, you can talk to the other characters, I guess, or build stuff on your boat. But like, essentially, you're just waiting. It's just a game about waiting. And if you get too late into the night, then you won't be able to drive the boat because it's in the middle of the night and it's too dark. So then you have to enter your house, go to your bed, see the animation of you getting to bed, wait a couple seconds, take the animation of you waking up, get out of the bed, go back to the map, click where you want to go, exit. It's just a freaking waste of time. And when you reach the destination, then you have to go down your boat, go into your little boat, watch the animation of you making a paddle out of energy, watch the animation of you leaving. It's always the same animation, but you have to watch it before you get into the city. I just feel like the game is wasting my time for absolutely everything. From what I've seen, I did a little bit of research, but the more you progress, the more you have like movement abilities. You have more stuff to do on the boat because there are more characters on the boat. You can also get like a bus that will help you go faster from one place to the other into the sea. But still, it just everything just takes way too much time. And even like gathering the resources, you have to do all those steps to get to an island, to then get on the island, and then to cut a tree down, you have to click on the button. See the animation of you making a saw out of energy, and then you have to toggle the joystick from left to right to simulate you chopping the wood. And then you do that for a couple seconds, and then you've got some wood. It's not challenging, it's not fun. You just have to do that and wait to get wood. Same thing with like mining. You have to hold the button to make a pickaxe. See the pickaxe. Wait. Then reappear the pickaxe. It's just everything is fucking slow. And I've got my footage for my game, for my video, and I just don't see me playing this game ever again. Oh,
okay.
And the game has way too much dialogue. It's like fucking talking all the time. You go check the guy who sells you upgrades for your boats and he's making jokes, he's talking and blah 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 blah. I'm like, I just want to buy a fucking upgrade. Shut the fuck up. And like every character has 1,000 lines of things to say, and I guess this game is for someone because it's overwhelmingly positive on Steam.
Right.
Like I said. But for me, it's just way too slow, way too unfun. There's like, other than its looks, there's nothing that I like in this game.
Okay. Good to know. I was looking at it and it does look good. So it's unfortunate that it's not. You turned me off of it. So I'm not gonna pick it up. Where do you want to put it on the tier list?
I'm gonna put it in almost trash because it does look really, really good and it sounds really good. So I cannot deny this, and for that I will give it a couple points and put it in almost trash.
Okay. Okay. So for me, I'm gonna talk about a couple of games that are related in some ways.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Elden Ring Nightreign really quick.
Oh yeah, I can see the connection, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, so Nightreign is the new game from FromSoft. One of my friends bought this for me because he was like, "Hey, do you want to play this?" And I was like, "I mean, I guess I don't really have the 40 to drop on it right now." Like, and he's like, "Well, that's not what I asked you. Do you want to play it with me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, if you're gonna fucking buy it for me, I'll play it with you. Like, I'm not gonna turn that down." Like, I love Elden Ring. I've played that game like 5 times. I will play more of the Elden Ring. So. This is the like I said, the new FromSoft game. This is the rogue-like ish, like Souls-like game that they just released not that long ago. Mm-hmm. And I've played like 3 or 4 runs, and it's good. I'm enjoying it. I don't feel like I fully understand what it's exactly going for yet. Mostly because I've been playing with other people who already know like what they're doing. So you get dropped into this map and there's a ring that's closing in around you and you need to run as fast as you can and complete tasks to like level up. So you're killing enemies, trying to find sub bosses within the world, trying to find treasure chests to get new loot, new weapons and things. And you have 6 different pre-made characters to start with that that you choose from. Each of them have their own special abilities. They all feel, from what I've seen so far, they feel pretty unique and different. You don't really have to worry about stat requirements for weapons like you do in Souls games. It's based on your level. So if your level's high enough, you can equip it. If your level's not high enough, you can't. And that's it. Which it is great for this kind of game where like it really is encouraging you to go fast and move fast. Like this feels a lot like trying to speed run Elden Ring. Like
that's
so one of the last times I played through Elden Ring, I basically I ran past everybody within like the first 10 minutes of playing. I did a couple of side things where I picked up a couple of items and then I just went straight to the first boss and beat him on my first try. That's what playing this game feels like, because you're not really concerned about all the little mobs that are out in the world. You're just trying to get to locations and fight the bosses there and kill them and get their souls so that you can get somewhere else and level up and then keep on moving. And because I'm playing with other people, they're like putting markers down of where they want to go next. And I'm just like, I'm following you guys. I'm not looking at this map at all.
Nice.
So I don't feel like I have a really strong grasp on like what all of the different locations are really trying to like communicate to me. Like what, because the different types of locations that are on the map provide you with different types of items. And I don't feel like I have quite a grasp on what all of those places actually are yet. Just because I'm out here being a follower, not a leader.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Elden Ring is so much faster than the other Dark Souls games that I think the way it moves and the way that they've increased the movement speed, because like you have like a super sprint in this game, you can like run up walls, not actually run up walls, but you have like this double jump where you can jump and then like basically wall kick to jump up walls. All of that makes the movement feel so fast and so fluid. You're going so fucking fast through this game and just running through the world. It's really cool. I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
I don't know if it's gonna be like it's not gonna be my favorite FromSoft game. With it, like I can tell you that right now. Like Elden Ring's too good, Dark Souls is too good, Demon Souls is too good. It's not going to surpass any of those for me. It might surpass Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne because I'm not a huge fan of either one of those games. I think they're fine, but I'm digging this. I'm liking what it's doing. I'm gonna definitely be playing some more this weekend. I've been trying to stream some of it from time to time. I haven't been able to get a full crew together to be able to stream it yet, but we'll get around to that, I'm sure.
That's very cool. It feels like the roguelike elements. It's not like it's different to like Hades in the sense you're not like doing that linear run over and over again doing the same bosses. You're more like as a group kind of killing a bunch of bosses, a bit like a Warriors games instead of more
it does feel kind of like a Muso game. And I know there's not like an infinite number of bosses, but I haven't really seen the same bosses more than maybe like once. So
yeah, there's enough there so that if you ever see another boss again, it will be like the difference in time between those two encounters will be great enough to feel fresh, I guess.
Yeah, and I think also like you want to kind of get to know bosses because in a Souls game, like the boss fights are the key things, and like so some of the bosses are directly from like Elden Ring. So you kind of know what they're going to do already, but they've added additional moves to those bosses also, so like they still have surprises for you. Because which is great. We're fighting against Margit's second form, Margit the Fell Omen, as one of the bosses that we encountered, and he started using additional moves and additional combo strings, and I'm like, Margit, that's not what you do in this game. Why are you killing me right now? And then there's the mechanic where like when you get downed, your opponents have or your allies have to attack you to be able to raise you back up, which is just it's so much more fun having that than like you know how in some like competitive team-based shooters, if one of your teammates goes down, you have to like stand next to them and press X and just hold it to heal them. Like that's kind of boring. It means you're also getting hit at the same time. Well, with this, it means that you still have the boss aggroed on you, and you're hitting your friend to res them at the same time that you're also dealing damage to the boss, which is just cool. It's a good mechanic. I like this game. I think it's pretty good. I think for right now, I don't feel like I've played enough of it to really put it on the tier list. I think it's a great game for right now. It's A tier. I could see it going down if it started to feel repetitive. I could see it going up if I continued to play it and I'm just like, oh, this is great. I love this. So but I like Souls games, so that's where it's going to sit for me for right now. Awesome. But I've also been playing another Souls game, which is Dark Souls 1. While I was sitting here after my surgery, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to stream one day, and I was downstairs and I was looking in at my game shelf, and I was like, well, I want to play something that's like PS2 or PS3, just because it's hooked up, it's easy to stream for me, and though like that's like what I like to play for the most part, a lot of times on stream, and I was looking and I was like, well, you know, I hadn't quite started, or maybe I had started Nightreign. I don't think I had yet. I don't think I had started Nightreign yet. But I'd been playing Tunic a little bit, and I was like, Well, Tunic's kind of Dark Souls like. I'm a little bit in that sort of mood, and I've never beaten Dark Souls 1. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let me go ahead and try this. And I put it in, and man, I'm fucking addicted to Dark Souls 1 again. This game's fucking amazing. Like
Yeah.
I don't think I need to tell people what Dark Souls is. Like it's pretty well known what Dark Souls is at this point.
Yep.
But I will say, because my PS3 that I stream from here in my office does not have native Wi-Fi connection, I'm playing version 1.0 of Dark Souls. And that's just because I did not feel like running an Ethernet cord from my living room over here into my office, which I can do.
You're pretty insane. Wow.
But I didn't want to. And man, I don't know. Like the last time I played Dark Souls was like 2019, maybe 2020, somewhere around there. This doesn't feel that much different from the last time I played Dark Souls. Like maybe some of the enemies drop some less souls, some of the bosses maybe drop some less souls. There's been a few like inconsistencies I found between like the wiki and what I'm playing, but for the most part, like this is it's just Dark Souls again. And I know people have said that like 1.0 is pretty janky in comparison to like later patches of the game, but
yeah,
I don't know. I've just always played the PS3 version. I've never played the like remaster for PS4 or the one that was on Steam or whatever. Like I've never played that updated version, so maybe I'm just used to playing it on PS3 and it being kind of janky and having a shitty frame rate. But
yeah, I guess.
Like it feels fine. It feels like fucking Dark Souls. And dude, this game's so easy compared to Elden Ring. Like I'm first trying most of the bosses as I'm getting to them. And I mean part of that is also that like I've played this game before, I've just never beaten it.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that part of it is that like I played Elden Ring with a bow only and spent 6 hours grinding individual bosses that have like insane moves where I can like dodge and get one attack in and then have to dodge for 30 seconds. And Dark Souls is just not like that at all. It's so slow and just kind of methodical in comparison to Elden Ring, which is a lot more chaotic and frantic. So yeah, it's fun. I'm really, really enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, Dark Souls is a banger. It's just fucking fantastic. I'm so close to beating this game. I wanted to beat it before we recorded, and I just I was playing it last night a little bit, and we had this big thunderstorm come through, and it was like I'm not gonna, even with the surge protector, I don't want to leave my original fat backwards compatible PS3 on during a massive thunderstorm. Like I'd rather not risk it. I'm just gonna fucking turn it off and not do it anymore. So I just need
a couple hours.
Yeah, I've got a few hours left. I'm like 30 hours into the game. I need to beat the Bed of Chaos, and then I need to go and kill the 4 kings, and then I'm just on to the final boss, and I'm done. So I'm nearly there, like maybe 5 more hours at most, and I'll be through it. So
yeah.
Who would have thought that Dark Souls was a fun game?
It's always a surprise.
Somehow. I know. Somehow. I never would have guessed that the popular game is good.
Yeah. That's always the TrashStation special when we play a good game and somehow it's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I have one last game for today, and it's called Swordigo. And I'm just gonna assume that you've never heard of this game before.
No, I think I've played this before, actually.
Oh, nice. So yeah, from what I've seen, it's kind of a classic mobile game that has been popular for like ever. It's kind of a game that always kind of been there in the mobile space, and this game is so good. I have not beaten it yet because I have not been to work, and I've played this game on the bus, so I have not had the chance to like take time and play the game. It looks like a 2D platformer in the style of RuneScape. it looks like a 2D platforming RuneScape, and I love this classic, barely 3D style.
Right.
And how the game works, it's a bit like Zelda 2, where you're always moving left and right, going to towns. You beat enemies by using your sword, using your different abilities, and you will get experience, and then you level up, and with those levels you can upgrade either your heart, your sword, or your magic.
Mm-hmm.
And something that's pretty cool, that you can get like runes in the game, and depending on where you attach those runes, it will have different effects. So like if you use the fire, not the fire, but like the magic rune on your sword, you will steal magic energy from your enemies when you attack them. But if you use that same rune on your magic ability, then you will just get a passive magic regen while you're playing. So there's a bit of strategy there where you can build your own character in the way, like it's not much, but it's enough that you can express yourself by how you build a character, even if it's only just switching 3 runes in 3 different slots. I still thought that was pretty cool. The game takes place in a world where there's an evil guy who's trying to use the magic sword to take over the land, and the sword shattered, and then you have to do a couple of dungeons to find those different piece of the sword. I think that's what it's called, Swordigo, because you're trying to build back the sword and then beat that last bad guy. I'm about 80% in, so I'm fairly far down the line, and I must say the game is just plainly fun.
Yeah, it is.
You're always like getting enough experience and upgrading your level that it doesn't feel stale. The different upgrades that you get, so you have more hearts, more attack, or everything is just enough that you feel like you're progressing in the game, and each dungeon has its own twist that keeps it fresh. Like right now, I'm in a cave, and the cave is kind of a labyrinth. Depending on where you go, you can get sent back to the beginning of the cave.
That's where I got stuck in that game and gave up. I could not find my way through that labyrinth.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Everything so far has been pretty linear, but now I have to do a bit more exploration. That I thought that was fun, and then you also get a bit of Metroidvania like light, where you can get some upgrades that will blow up rocks and stuff like that that will help unlock other paths, but that's very mild Metroidvania, because it's pretty evident that those paths were blocked and you will be able to get there because there's a big map with the different locations. So it was really obvious that I was just missing an upgrade, and it was coming pretty soon. But other than that, it's an action 2D platformer. It's kind of Zelda 2 for your phone, and I think it's been popular for a while for a reason. And I say popular because I think it has millions of downloads, even if it's not well known. And yeah, it's just a freaking cool 2D platformer. And I was thinking of you.
It's good.
Thanks. I'm happy that you also like it. I was thinking of you with that like RuneScape look. I was like, I feel like that's something Chris would absolutely love.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this game when I played it. I think I played it maybe like 2016 or something like that. I think I played it a long time ago. And seeing it here, like, bringing back some memories. Yeah, this was a really, really fun game. I enjoyed what I played of it. And like I said, I got stuck in that labyrinth and couldn't figure out how to get through it. And
it released in 2012, so it's already like 13 years old, but it's still working on modern phones, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, For the tier list, Swordigo, I'm gonna put it in great games.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just great. It's just fun. A great little 2D platformer. A little bit of Metroidvania. I don't know what would. I think its scope is just maybe not grand enough to be like an absolute banger. But if you're down to play an action platformer, I mean, you won't regret it. For sure you're gonna have a good time.
Yep. This is a good one. This is one of the few good mobile games.
Oh yeah, it's a good mobile game because it's like a real game.
Yeah,
that's why it's good.
Yeah.
Who would have thought like making a real game can make a good game?
I know. Speaking of real games, I played Signalis finally. So this is an indie like survival horror game that harkens back to old school PS1, PS2 survival horror games like Resident Evil, Silent Hill. And this game is just fucking brilliant. I will say the one thing that was a little disappointing for me, I'm going to start with the one negative that I really have for this game, is that basically every room that you enter is always from the same perspective, like this kind of top down, you're always looking at it from the same way. And what that means from a modern perspective is that using modern controls feels fine. What that also means for me is that I like playing this style of game with tank controls, and tank controls don't really work when your camera perspective isn't constantly changing to weird angles and stuff, because it's just kind of easier to play a game where the camera's always the same by using the analog stick and just pressing right to go right rather than pressing up to go right. That's a very, very minor gripe that's very specific to me and my love for tank controls. Nobody else is going to give a shit about that. This game has tank controls.
That's a very, very specific nitpick.
Yeah.
The game is not shitty enough to use shitty controls.
Don't call tank controls shitty. They're great. You can't have dynamic camera angles where it suddenly changes from you moving from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen to you moving from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen and not have tank controls. You need to have them. Because otherwise you'll just end up in a loop of going back and forth. And like there's games that have that specific problem because they did not use tank controls but still try to use dynamic camera angles like Resident Evil did. Like that's a real thing that has happened with other shittier video games. So
I totally agree. I was just making a bit.
So no tank controls. I mean, you can use tank controls in this game. It's completely unnecessary. You don't need to. So don't. This is 100% a Resident Evil style game. You're not going to fight every enemy because ammo is limited and enemies will eventually get back up off the ground also. And as far as I'm able to tell, there is no way to permanently actually kill some of the regular enemies. So the zombies, we'll call them, because they're basically zombies. You put enough ammo into them, they go down, and then I think the way it works, the way I was able to kind of suss out that I think it works is that if you exit and leave a room where there's already dead zombies enough times, that zombie will get back up and start trying to attack you again.
Okay.
So what that means is that you need to be careful about what enemies you're killing because you don't want to spend your ammo. So if you can run past them, do it. But your healing items are also limited. So make sure you're healing. You also need to save. You need to manually save in this game. This is not a game where you have autosaves, which, perfect. That's what I want. That's exactly what I want from this style of game. It plays like old school survival horror games.
Yeah.
Like, so you'll end up being able to like find keys to unlock doors that will get you past rooms that you had already been to once, so that you don't have to go through those rooms again to be able to have to fight those same zombies again. So now you have a new path to be able to get around, and Man, this game is just really good. Yeah,
How
I mean,
how does it compare? I don't have the name of the game, but you've played the Resident Evil 1 inspired in the game a couple of months ago.
Tormented Souls.
Yeah. So, how does it compare to Tormented Souls? It feels like
Okay. I think I like this game a little bit more than Tormented Souls. And my reasoning for that is that I think Tormented Souls had a few like puzzles that didn't have clear solutions even after trying to think about them for like 5 to 10 minutes. Like so there's one puzzle in Tormented Souls where like you're from one room, you're looking through a window and you'll see a guy like walking around this bed, and then when you go into that room, that guy's not there, and you're supposed to know that you need to walk around that bed 3 times to be able to trigger a thing to happen. That
sounds so obtuse.
That's the sort of obtuse puzzle solving that Tormented Souls had at times. That one specifically really, really stood out to me.
Yeah.
And Signalis never had that sort of puzzle to it. Signalis is the much more basic sort of puzzle where it's barely even I don't want to say it's barely a puzzle game, because it is at its core a puzzle game, but it's more like a puzzle box where you're within a space and you need to find where the keys go to unlock the next area to be able to get through. And then all of the individual encounters are somewhat of puzzles in themselves, of like trying to figure out, well, do I kill the enemies in this room or do I just run past them? That sort of thing. It's not quite as obtuse. I think narratively, Tormented Souls is maybe a little bit better, and I think stylistic. Well, oh man, that's tough because they're very different stylistically.
Yeah.
So like Signalis is like this great pixel art, almost like it almost feels like a 64-bit game that was made in pixel art. Like if somebody harnessed the power of the PS2 and just made like the best pixel art game that they possibly could, like something like Nippon Ichi would make with one of their RPGs on the PS2, it almost looks like that, except dark and kind of gruesome and horror instead of the sort of bright and fluffy Nippon Ichi style. But Tormented Souls is almost photorealistic, but still stylized 3D graphics, and just looks really great and really horrifying at the same time. So I don't know which one I would say I prefer. They're both fucking fantastic games. I don't know how I would compare these two one up against the other. That's an impossible fucking feat that you're asking me to do right there. All
right.
Signalis is great. If you like old survival horror games, you'll have a good time with this one. If you liked old survival horror games, but you want a modern take on them, that's maybe not quite as obtuse as some of those games can be. Like some of the puzzles in Silent Hill can be a little bit a little rough. Some of the riddles can be a little rough. This is a much easier game. I played it on whatever the normal difficulty is. And it's not a very challenging game, but I played it. I almost beat this game in one sitting. Because I got home from my surgery and I was just like, well, I'm going to sit on my chair and I'm going to play this game. And that's all I'm doing today. And that's all I did that day. And then I went to sleep and I did not finish it. Yeah. Great game.
So you put it in great games?
No, it's an absolute banger. It's S tier.
Wow.
100%. I love this game.
We have a perfect triangle for our tier list today.
Yeah.
No back in the trash, 1 almost trash, 2 fine, 3 great, and 4 bangers.
Perfect. Well, that's our video games. That's the stuff we've been playing. So let's go ahead and move on to some hobby time. So for hobby time, for me, do you remember around the time we started this podcast, I was working on a scale model of a car.
Yeah.
I had gotten to a point where I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to go forward with it anymore. And so it's kind of just been sitting. But I had all this time. So I spent a bunch of time on it, actually. And what I ended up doing was I couldn't figure out a good way. None of the ways that I tried to get like the windshield to look like it was cracked and damaged, but still in place. None of the ways I found, even using like the glass phone screen, none of them quite looked right to me. So I decided we're gonna leave all the windows off, and it's just gonna be completely empty and no windows at all in the car. So I ended up taking the interior piece and I filled it with epoxy resin to fill up like the bottom. I don't know, set like 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, like up to like where the seats are. That way I didn't have to like completely fill that with like debris and stuff. So I let that cure, and then I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you. But I like filled the car with I used birch seeds. So from the birch tree, the seeds look like tiny leaves. So when you take them and you glue them down onto something that looks like a scale model, they end up looking like correctly sized leaves, as though like there's actually just leaves.
Nice.
So I've filled like the floorboards and most of the seats with these leaves, and I've gotten that all like glued together, and then I got the like wheels put into place where like they're crooked and like falling apart, and have that glued down onto a like diorama base. So like the entire car is actually put together finally. It's glued down onto a base, and now I just need to finish putting like the rest of the debris and stuff around the car and build up around it to finish the whole piece. Nice. So I'm getting close to actually finishing it.
I don't remember. Is it just a display piece, or is this for a grander project?
It's just a display piece for myself.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Sometimes we just need projects for ourselves.
Yeah. Like it's great to paint all my models for Warhammer and whatnot, like because like they need to be painted for games, for actual tournaments, for some tournaments, not all tournaments, but it's nice to just kind of do something that doesn't have any other motive outside of, well, I just kind of want to do it, and it's fun.
Absolutely.
So I've been working on that, and a lot of that has really just been like gluing stuff down and then waiting for it to dry, like pouring the epoxy, waiting for it to dry. So it's been a slow process getting to where I'm at, but it's necessary for what I'm trying to achieve with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then my other hobby thing was that right before my surgery, I decided I was going to sell off some of my Warhammer models that had just been like sitting and not being used for a while. So stuff that I wasn't going to play with, some models for armies that I don't really play or have never played, a whole bunch of stuff, which meant I had a bunch of free money to go and buy more models with for armies that I actually do play. Yep.
Thinking
smart out here. So I bought a bunch of models, and I built 2 full units of models. I built wind chargers, which are, I'll send you a couple pictures really quick of these, so I don't have to actually take a photo.
How many armies? I put an H there. How many armies do you have in right now that you could play with?
I have 5 armies.
Cool.
Okay. So these are the wind chargers. They're in the community, we call them kangaroos. They're not actually technically kangaroos, but they might as well be kangaroos, and then the elves sit on the back of them, and they have bows. So they're this hyper fast mobile shooting unit that is really really fun to play with.
Yeah.
So I built a unit of them, and these were pretty complex models to put together. Like they're not that bad, but each one of these is like 18 or 20 pieces, something like that.
Oh, that's news to me. They don't come out just made. You have to
No,
on
no,
top
no.
of on top
You have
of
to,
paint them. You have to make them,
yeah, you have
right?
to build these.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh wow! I didn't know.
And building them, like you can build them as nicely or as poorly as you want, realistically. And what I mean by that is like sometimes you'll have mold lines that you need to clean up from the casting of the actual plastic itself. You'll have like little gaps where the two pieces will meet together that need to be filled. You'll have all their what are they called? They're called gates on the actual form itself, but they're all the places where the plastic gets injected into the actual pieces that you have to trim off of the actual sprue for the model.
Yeah.
So you have to cut all those off and then file them down to get them looking correct and proper, so that there's not like this little nub just sticking off of a piece of your model that's not actually supposed to be there, that's not actually part of the model. So a lot of my time was spent just sitting in a chair watching TV and building these models and just cutting out a piece, taking my X-Acto knife, slowly trimming off bits and cleaning up all these pieces. And I mean, this unit of 5 probably took me 12 hours to put together.
Wow.
If I'm being honest with you.
I have a really dumb question. Do you have to put them the correct way? Like, I'm sure people would not trim them as cleanly as you would, but if I wanted to build this unit and just put like the kangaroo on top of the elf, would that be legal?
Yes.
Okay.
What that is essentially is it's called kit bashing. There's different levels in which you can do that.
Okay.
There's like the standard way that the model wants to be built, that the instructions tell you to build the model. And then you can make alterations to that if you want. You can use a different head on the model from another kit if you want. You can change the pose if you want. But if you change the pose, you're going to have to do additional work to like make sure that there's not gaps and things like that. But you could do that. You could do that well to make it look like that's how the model is supposed to be built. Or you could do that poorly just because like that's how you want it built. And then there's going to be like some gaps and whatnot. And that's going to be fine. Like nobody's going to care. And like a tournament's not going to care. If you play at your local game store, they're not going to care. Most likely, unless you have some fucking real sweaty neckbeard motherfuckers who are going to give a shit. But you don't want to play with those kind of people anyway, so fuck them.
Yeah, it's not 40k, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's not 40k. So yeah, you can make changes to the models. So
cool.
As much as you want, and that just kind of depends on how much work you want to put into them. So yeah, you could spend as much time as you want converting these models into whatever you wanted them to be. The primary thing when it comes to gameplay, though, is that you just want to make sure that all of your models are distinct from the other units within your army. So you wouldn't want to have a unit of these guys, the Wind Chargers, and then be playing another unit that you're calling Wind Chargers but are actually something completely different when you're playing in a tournament, because what that can lead to is confusion.
That makes sense,
there's another cavalry unit in this in Lumineth in the elf army called Dawn Riders, and they're elves on horses with spears. So you wouldn't want to be playing a unit of Dawn Riders as though they are Wind Chargers, but then also be playing a unit of Dawn Riders as well, because then there can be confusion about which unit of Dawn Riders is which. Unless you did some actual work. Like, let's say you had these wind chargers and you didn't like the kangaroos that they're on, and you wanted to have them on actual horses instead. If you put the guys with bows on top of the horses, that would be distinct enough to be able to say, well, these are wind chargers because they don't have they have bows. They don't have the spears that wind chargers have, or that Dawn Riders have.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you could do as much crazy conversions and kit bashing as you want, or you can do none and just paint your models kind of shitty, and that's perfectly reasonable as well. So when you go to a tournament where they require your models be painted, the minimum requirement is always there has to be 3 colors and you have to have something on the base.
Okay.
That just means that you can't have a blank black base, which is what they come as. So you have to, if that just means you glue sand down onto the base, perfect. It doesn't matter. If you want to do completely themed bases and get really intricate with them and make every one of your models individual and unique, perfect. Go ahead and do that. It's your hobby time. You do what you want. But there needs to be something there. Yeah. And then with the models, they say 3 color minimum, which just, you can literally take an airbrush and spray paint each one of your models with a stripe of red, a stripe of green, and then a stripe of blue, and do that across all of your models. That's 3 color minimum. People are going to be like, really? But at the end of the day, like, you spent fucking hundreds of dollars on these. If that's how you want to paint them, that's fine. You're welcome to do that if you want to, so long as there's 3 colors on there. And that's just the idea is that when you go to one of these bigger tournaments, and that's usually the 2-day tournaments, the larger tournaments that have the painting requirement, that's just mostly for photography and making the tournament look presentable to outsiders when trying to bring new people in.
For sure.
A lot of the smaller 1-day tournaments, they have 0 paint requirement. You can build your entire army and have it not even with primer on the plastic, just gray plastic, and play it like that, and nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of people there that have painted their army because they enjoy the hobby. They enjoy painting their models and all of that. But if you don't want to, you don't have to most of the time.
It's a goal. It's a good level entry experience.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The more I hear about it, the more I want to try it. So
excellent.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that soon.
In a few weeks. Yeah.
Yep. That's my hobby time.
Oh yeah. All right. I have 2 hobbies, a smaller one and a bigger one. Let's begin with the smaller one. I've always been interested in making some merch for my YouTube channel, but never really pulled the trigger because it's kind of a big investment, and like I only have 1,000 subscribers, so like ultimately I don't want to be buying 100 t-shirts because that's a minimum requirement of like ordering anything and then being stuck with 80 t-shirts for 10 years. So the only merch we did in the past was a t-shirt that was like a baseball t-shirt, white with like purple shoulders and sleeves, and it was our name at the time, Furious Brothers in French. And we only did like a test run, so we ordered each one of us. We were 5 at the time. We each ordered one, so that was our merch. And that site was supposed to have like set up print on demand store that you could ask for, but I don't know if they didn't take us seriously or anything, but they told me like, oh yeah, we're working that side of our businesses, we will come up with something else soon. But then they never did anything with it. It just never came up. So kind of shitty. And then I never really pulled the trigger. I was like, I don't have like the quality that I want or the time to do it myself or anything. But last week I made some merch for another event that I could maybe talk to you in private, but I helped a friend of ours make something. And since then, I've received a lot of merch publicity on my various websites, like Instagram and stuff. And I saw a pretty good deal from a place in Montreal, which was 10 hats, 10 caps, and 10 t-shirts for $250 Canadian. So that's like $15 each with shipping and taxes and everything. Okay. So that's not too much of an investment. At worst, I'm down a few $100 and I have like 8 t-shirts that I don't sell. So I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. And the caps, they're embroidery. So I think that's going to be a really cool, it's not just like printed on. So I think it's going to be a nice quality. So I just went ahead and ordered some of that merch. So I will have, instead of just printing my logo, I went with kind of a catchphrase. So it's in French, vraiment parfait, which kind of translates to really perfect or truly perfect. So in the front, it's like a fake pocket on the chest. On the back, it's the logo of my channel. And the cap, it's in like neon pink and blue, really perfect on the front, on a black cap. So from what I've seen, in a week or two, I should receive it. For next episode, I should have received that merch. I will have like my true first merch for my channel. I'm pretty excited with that. I think it looks really good. I'm just hoping that the quality is there too. But yeah, I'm happy to finally have something to... Wait. Yeah, I will probably try to tie that with my next video, my next big video that I'm going to talk about real soon in this episode in a couple of minutes. Because I think I will try to launch my Patreon and website all at the same time, because those are kind of projects that I really want to I've had those ideas of putting them out for a while, but on one side it's a lot of energy and time for such a little community, and I feel a bit like an imposter at times to like ask money for fans when I only have 1,000 subscribers and YouTube doesn't deem me big enough to actually receive any royalties from publicity. But at the same time, if I have fans and friends that want to give a couple dollars, who am I to stop them, right? If they want to help me, that's fun. I should be able to let them do it. So I think I'm going to go for a big push this summer. Which brings me to my other hobby. Any question on the merch or anything before all right. So I've done a lot of filming in the past 2 weeks. So I have my contract with Little Quebec that has been renewed, like I said, and I filmed for my first episode. The editing is almost done, and the filming comes in 2 parts. In each of my contract videos, I have the kind of essay part of the video where I just talk about shit for 10 minutes. And I also have a sketch section that I actually put at the beginning of my video to kind of tie in with the subject. And for my first video, since it's about Quebec French and Quebec French in the way that we think about it, like being written and talked, it kind of relates to Old French. So my sketch is, I invited one of my friends who also has a YouTube channel. Shout out to Mermy, and he went at my aunt-in-law's place, and we did kind of a parody of an old-timey TV show. So we dressed up as old characters with big hats and big accents, and I put like a big VHS effect over everything, and not like the typical VHS effect where it's all wobbly and everything, just like blurry kind of VHS, like a more real VHS effect. And for real, I think that the sketch section is extremely funny. Editing it, I'm having a blast seeing this, and I'm really excited for that first episode. But since my wife and my daughter were away for a week, they were in British Columbia, I also took the time to film my next 2 videos for my contract that are supposed to release like every 2 months for the rest of the year. So I have a pretty good, like for the first time in my life, I have a backlog of videos that I can work on, and I'm really ready for them. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun. I think I want to have, like I said, with the merch and everything, I want to have some momentum with my YouTube channel. I feel like I'm on the grasps of like having a big push, having a big with my arcade video that I just released a couple months ago, and though this new contract, I feel like I have a lot of good videos that can track more people. Just a second, I wanted to send you a picture of me and my friend as those city characters for the sketch. I'm gonna send it in the chat. And speaking of big videos, I've been working. So how do you how do you? Yeah. So I mean, it looks so good. I'm really happy. I've never filmed a sketch that looked this good, so I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thanks. And yeah, speaking of big videos, I filmed a sequel to my arcade video. So my arcade video, if you remember, it was I visited every arcade in Quebec City in a single day, and I'm turning that idea into a series of video. So last weekend, I filmed a video with my brother, which was I visited every mini golf in Quebec City in a single day. And man, that was a freaking blast. That was so fun. So many things happened in that day. So I'm not gonna spoil everything, but the first place we went to, it's like a mini golf annexed to an hotel north of Quebec City, and when we arrived, there was nobody at the gate. Like nobody was there to sell tickets to play the mini golf and share the ball and the putter and everything. But I had brought my own putter and my own ball, so we just went to the course, played the course. Nobody even looked at us. So it was like 8 a.m. in the morning, Saturday morning. We played the course of mini golf. We left, and nobody batted an eye. So that was pretty fun. Then we went to one in the mall. That was fine. Then we went to like a comedy mini golf that was really big in the 90s, and somehow there's still one in Quebec City. Like there are like maybe, I think at their height there was like dozens of those mini golf courses in the province, but now there's just like 5 left. Then early in the afternoon, we went to a big mini golf spot, and we met with like the guy who deals with the mini golf league in Quebec City and deals with all like most of the tournaments in the at the east part of the province, and that was the guy was super fun. We had a little break and entering, like you saw and commented on in the Discord, where like this apartment complex has a mini golf in their basement, and when we arrived, the door was right open, and there was nobody at the reception or anything. So we just walked through the front door, played some mini golf, and we even took the time to rearrange the flags for every hole because they were like everywhere in the place. So we put them like the right place and cleaned everything up, and then we left. So that I was really hoping that we would be able to do that course because it was kind of crazy, and we actually managed to play it, and it was pretty fun. And at the end of the day, I met with some guys that I wrote to on Instagram. They are called the mini golf guys. They've played a lot of mini golfs in Europe in 2019. They will just go like in front of monuments and play some random mini golf with like a putter and a fake hole around different European cities. And I was, hey, do you want to come in the video? And right, oh yeah, for sure. So, and they were super swell. And the very next day, we drove like 3 hours to Montreal to play against a former mini golf champ that's kind of famous here in Quebec City. And that was pretty surreal because that's like a guy I used to joke about in college and everything. And now I actually spent some time playing with him. And I think it's going to turn out as a great video. I'm leaving that weekend super pumped for the future of my channel, just because when I filmed the arcade video last year, I had some like mental challenges I was working through. So even though that was a fun day and a fun video, I hadn't took the time to invite people to the video and stuff. I just did that with my brother, and it was a big day and it was fun. But this year, I really stepped into like the culture of mini golf in Quebec City, which I wasn't like. I love mini golf, but I didn't know like how deep the culture and the fans were deep in that hobby, and I found that really interesting. And on top of that, I invited like 5 different people to the video, and everybody showed up. So I was really happy that everybody that I asked to come over actually took the time to come and film with me, and that was really fun to see. And I'm really grateful for all those people taking time to just come play city mini golf for a video. And yeah, and I think mini golf is gonna become part of my YouTube identity. I'm having like a bunch of ideas for more videos that I could do around that idea of mini golfing around different places. And don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have more mini golf in the future. And I've started talking with my brother to maybe build our own like portable mini golf course. So that's probably something that will show up in my hobby time until the end of the summer. So yeah, I'm super pumped. That was extremely fun. And I'm also looking to buy some golf ball merch with that same tagline, really perfect on golf balls that I could sell for like $5. So yeah, that will probably be my next merch, and I'm gonna order.
Cool. Yeah, sounds great.
Are you a mini golf guy?
I have enjoyed playing mini golf in the past. It's been a long time since I played. So I've had let's say a recent interest reignited in playing actual golf. And
okay, cool.
I have not taken that leap just yet, but there's a very strong possibility that sometime in the near future I'm going to start playing real golf again instead of mini golf.
That's pretty cool.
But that's a very expensive hobby. So
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, for sure.
Mini
golf is a bit less expensive.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we're gonna do some mini golf when we meet in July in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, for sure.
I've looked around, and there's one that looks pretty epic inside. So I'm really hoping that we're gonna go.
Yeah, definitely. Even if the rest of the crew doesn't want to, I'm sure we can rope a few guys into.
I'm sure. Last year we did one at the Minnesota arcade. I forget the name, but that one was really good, and I was like tied with SNES Drunk until the very last hole, and he beat me on that very last, really last spot. He did like a hole in one, and I couldn't do it. So yeah.
Sweet. So you'll probably kick my ass. Got it.
Hopefully. We did play 161 holes in 24 hours. So that was, yeah, that was quite a weekend.
But all right, that's it for your hobby time, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Let's move into some loot box. So first up for me, Majular released another video about Ultima. He's been going through like every one of the Ultima games and talking about them at extreme length. This is a 2-hour long video about Ultima Underworlds 2. And it's just good stuff. Like, he's going through and playing a fucking PC CRPG from 1994 and talking about it with a lot of passion, and I respect him for it. He's obviously onto something because he likes these games.
I've watched one of their videos. I've watched reviewing a bunch of RPG Maker games from 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's a good video.
Yeah, I like that one. I think the fact that there were multiple subjects in the video appealed to me more than just a big deep dive. But yeah.
Right. So he's done another one where it was like reviewing all of the RPGs on the 3DO, which is also great because like the 3DO is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been going through and doing these reviews of all the Underworld or all the Ultima games, which is just, it's like this old legendary franchise that's dead and has been dead for like 25 years. But had a whole bunch of games back in the like late 80s into the 90s.
He seemed to do them in random order, right? I see 7 before 2, and then before that was okay. They did Ultima 2 1 year ago, but now it's Ultima Underworld. Okay, it's not okay. No, it's just not the same series.
Yeah, so
okay.
Ultima, like the actual Ultima games, are more traditional RPGs. Ultima Underworlds are like 3D dungeon crawlers.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So this is a dungeon crawler, a PC dungeon crawler from like 1994 or 1995, something like that. So this is like before Elder Scrolls Arena even released. Like this is one of the games that influenced Elder Scrolls into being what it is. Like this is just post Doom. People are figuring out how to make 3D games, you know?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's a crazy game. Looks insane. I would never play this.
No, exactly. Wow, that sounds really interesting.
And then Summoning Salt released a new video. It's about the Smash Bros. Melee quest for sub 3 minutes across all of the break the targets in Melee. And it's just, I mean, Summoning Salt just always makes good stuff. He has a knack for his documentary style. He's good at what he does. And this is just another good video.
Oh yeah. I think it's one of his classic. Like, I feel like the trope of imitating Summoning Salt has been done to death on YouTube, like taking a world record and going through the history and everything. But every time he comes with like a concept, with like beating Matt Turk or the quest for sub 3 minutes or the Wii golf video, like those have a specific different kind of objective.
Yep.
It's looking at that record, but through the lens of reaching a certain
goal within the community. Yeah.
And I think those are even greater. And this one was just fantastic.
Yep. Really, really good.
Really cool. I would also have put the Summoning Salt video in my recommendation, but I did the sheet after Chris. So I have 2 other videos to shout out. The first one is from my friend Freesax that I've shouted out a couple of times already on the channel.
Yep.
He lives in Japan and released the next iteration of his series where he visits all the cities that inspired Pokemon regions in the real world. And this one is titled I Visited the Real World Johto region. I'm the one who did all the thumbnails, so I have a bit of a bias there, but really the videos are just absolutely awesome. He just goes around, visits the cities, talks about a bit about the history between Pokemon and those cities. He tastes weird food, and those videos are just like cozy and a blast to watch. Like it really gives me an itch to visit Japan every time I watch his videos. They're great, and I cannot recommend them enough. And it's pretty insane that he doesn't have even 500 views on that video yet. That's to me, that's insane. Like the video is really great, but the algorithm just sometimes it does what it does.
Yep, it sure does.
The second shout out is from a channel called Ingenisi, and the video is I built a mechanical video game. I followed this channel for 2 years now, I think. And this video they 3D built a replica of Flappy Bird, but with mechanical parts. So they built the whole like chain system to make pipes go around at random intervals and random heights. They also made the whole flapping mechanism using different magnets and stuff and gears. And it's the whole process of making that game, but in a mechanical format. And I think it turned out really great. It's one of their most intensive ideas and build, and that was a really fun ride. I wish
that was a good video.
There was a bit more gameplay at the end, but all in all, the video is just fun, and I would love to see like this mechanical arcade, like in an arcade near me, just to have fun and try it out.
Yeah, he would have to turn it into an actual arcade machine. He would have to figure out a way, and I'm sure it wouldn't be that difficult to like get the bird to be able to break off of like the arm, but then be able to automatically get itself back up onto the thing, because he was having to manually put it back on. But I mean, you could do that with like I don't know, a string and a
probably. But yeah, I think there's a space for those kind of mechanical arcades, and that would be
for sure
awesome. Yeah,
it's a good video.
And
when you said you were going to shout out a video that I had sent you, I did not think this was the one that you were going to shout out. Because there was another video that I had sent you not that long ago.
The Portal emulator in NES.
Yeah,
the NES emulator in Portal. Yeah. But I think I shouted out that channel like 2 weeks ago. That was the same channel that did the web server in Portal.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't bring that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that makes sense. That just makes sense why. I was just thinking about that video because it was the last one I had sent you, because we do just like send each other YouTube videos when we find them sometimes.
Yeah. We're not some other podcast where we don't talk for 2 weeks.
Right.
But yeah, that was awesome. And I this guy in Genesi, he looks like a guy that I didn't like in college, because he was like flirting with the girl I was interested in, and he was having way more success than me. And he kind of looks like this guy. So at first I was like, oh man, I hate giving this guy views because it kind of looks like that guy. But I think I've passed that now, but
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
All right. We got some max deep lore.
Yeah, the max deep lore.
All right. Let's move on to emails.
Oh yeah, we have an old Rob email that we've been
Yeah,
putting up for like 6 weeks.
we've been putting it off for quite a while. I will go ahead and start reading this. He says, "Hey guys, I don't have anything meaningful to contribute," which I disagree with, Rob. Thank you very much.
Yes.
But he's been playing a very TrashStation game. I just thought I'd tell you about it. It's free, a short itch.io game only, or itch.io only game called Franken. It looks like an NES style RPG along the lines of Dragon Warrior or Final Fantasy, and you quickly realize it's only disguised as such. A little mouse. God damn, I just burped in the middle of that sentence. A little mouse tells you at the beginning that your life refills after every battle. Okay, so far, but then you get into a fight quickly and notice that your only option is to attack and there's no other command at all. You beat a slime and you level up. You get into another fight, you beat a slime, and you level up. By this point, I noticed that not only is attacking your only option, but attacks are guaranteed to hit and guaranteed to inflict a fixed amount of damage, so the outcome of every battle is absolutely predetermined. At first, the first time you actually lose a battle, you realize you're supposed to get a stronger sword. So the way to progress in the game is to simply find the equipment you need to progress, which is very easy to do because the map is small. Also, every single time you win a battle, you get a message saying that you've leveled up, but there are no character stats whatsoever. So it isn't really an RPG. It's more of an adventure game that's a spoof of an RPG, but there aren't any puzzles either, besides finding equipment on the small map. The enemies do and say funny things. After about 20 minutes, it's clear that the maker is just trying to make a funny little experience. Skill or strategy is not the goal, and that's fine. But the game honestly isn't that funny, except for the ending, where your friends join to defeat a Final Fantasy-esque god boss, and after that, you fight the true final boss, the Frankenstein's monster, which you can't beat, so you marry him instead. My favorite part of the game was one line in the credits. Most of it is the one guy who made it, but he credits a couple of others, such as people who did make the music and help him write jokes. At the end, he gives a very special thanks to himself for making the game, which that's just great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He says he would put this in the "this is fine" tier, even if the jokes aren't enough to carry it that far. The game is only about an hour long, so the jokes don't have to carry it far, and it functions perfectly fine. The ending is actually done pretty well, and he liked the sprite work throughout. Rob. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob. That sounds like the perfect TrashStation game. Just random itch find, couple of jokes, fun time. This is fine. That's like the typical TrashStation experience.
Oh, yeah. Like, I played a game, and it was okay. And then I was done with it, and I thought it was okay. And we're going to talk about it, because, man, it was fucking okay.
They have released a game. So Franken was released in 2022, and they released another small RPG type of game. It says 2025. What's the date? What's the date? It released a month ago. It's called Formless Star, and you appear on an alien planet and you have to discover 60 different alien creatures. So that sounds pretty interesting too. So the other one was fine. I think we should give this new one a try.
Okay. Yeah. Send that link over to me, and I might take a look at it before our next episode.
All right, I'll try to do the same.
Sweet. Thanks, Rob, for the great email.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
And if you would like to reach out to us with an email like Rob did, you can send us any questions, comments, or topics of discussion. I don't really have anything to discuss about that email. I'm being honest with you. It seems like a fine game.
Yeah, exactly. But if you just want to talk about a weird game that you played, that's that's more than okay.
Yeah. Tell us about your weird games.
Yeah, and I found another developer where I found another game that I'm interested in. So yeah, that wasn't a useless email, Rob. That was pretty cool.
You can email us at thetrashstation@gmail.com.
And we would like to thank 8 Aldrich for our intro and outro music. You can find a link to all his music on his Bandcamp page at 8aldrich.bandcamp.com.
And we would also like to thank...
I'm giving it... Yeah, take it.
Okay. I don't care either way. We would like to thank RainbowSavvyDesigns for our logo. Links to both of their works will be available in the show notes.
Chris, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/scotchandhobbies. I stream usually every Monday and Wednesday around 5 or 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can also find me on social media if you want at Scotch and Hobbies.
And if you want to play some of my games, I've never heard anyone play my games except for that one time. So please play my games. You can check them out on my itch.io page at podomax.itch.io. Otherwise, you can see what I'm playing on Blusky at Podomax. And if you speak French or like to read some English subtitles, I have a ton of good videos on that good old YouTube at youtube.com/JeuxPierre.
You can find the show at TrashStation Pod on Blusky.
Thanks, Chris. That was very fun. And see you in...
Yeah, we'll see you. Have a good night.